So I just want to give you the 411 on how bad impeachment is for Democrats. Now, here's someone. This is Margaret Kimberly. She's from the Black Agenda Report.
She's great.
And she's great.
I like her work a lot.
And she's great. What she tweeted out was, no one who supported Trump in 2016 will change their minds because of impeachment. I'll give you one better. In fact, it will boost his poll numbers and help him get reelected. If you're cheering on impeachment, congrats. You're a tool of the establishment. That's not hyperbole. You are.
I mean, like I said before, too, I mean, I think it's going to push some people back to him, too.
This is pushing people back to Trump.
It's going to push people back to him. People that were kind of like, this guy, no, I don't think I'm going to roll the dice again. Well, maybe I will now.
Joe Biden is a racist, says, sorry, guys, I can't be with you on this one, meaning impeachment. At worst, it energizes Trump's base. At best, it works to uphold the myth that an opposition party exists in America. That is freaking well said.
Oh, that's well said, and she's got receipts for that too. We all do, because you see what has gone on simultaneously.
That's right.
All the gifts that
Look
Trump
what's
has
happening
been given
exactly at the same time they're impeaching him.
Time.
I don't know what pyrrhic means. What does pyrrhic mean? Do you know? You speak 5 languages, Ruby.
Great a cost to have been worthwhile for the victor.
Oh, great cost for the victory. So you paid a big price for that. So it's a pyrrhic victory. So it's actually a loss. So this person says, this entire impeachment circus has energized Trump's base and made him more difficult to defeat in 2020. Democrats are bad at politics. And they link to this article. It's a new Gallup. It says Trump's approval inches up while support for impeachment dips. President Trump's job approval rating, currently at 45%, has increased 6 points since the House impeachment. This guy says the Democrats aren't bad at politics. They're on his side. Why else would they approve his $750 billion military budget, extraordinary spying powers, and confirm his lifetime federal judge appointments? Why else? The Democrats are not opposing Trump. So this idea that they're bad at politics, I get it. You want to think that logically you go, wow, they're bad at politics. They're not. They are chosen to do this. And what is this? Whatever the establishment wants. So the establishment doesn't want them to actually oppose Trump's judges or his war budget or his NAFTA or his spying powers or anything. So they can pretend to oppose him with impeachment. And so if you're supporting impeachment, you're doing exactly what the establishment and the donor class want you to do, because it's a head fake. Just like she says, it works to uphold the myth that an opposition party exists in America, which it doesn't.
Well,
and so I know my good friends on the left are pushing this, and you can't get around that. That's a fact. You can't get around that. You can't get around that. That's a fact. And if you want to impeach Trump, it's because you are an emotional child when it comes to Trump.
Well,
Ron?
First of all, small side note, there's something interesting about the number 750. 750 billion is the Pentagon budget. 750,000 are the amount of people that lost their food stamps.
That's right.
But
where's the rally for that, Ron?
Yeah, no kidding, right? But also, there's also a little bit of kind of like assurance here for the Democratic establishment should they not regain the White House in 2020, because it's going to look bad for them if they don't, but they'll be able to wave their arms and say, we impeached the guy. Come on, we're doing all these things.
America is racist.
And they'll be able to blame the voters again.
America's those damn voters. They're all racist.
Exactly.
So this guy is running against Nancy Pelosi. So you'd think he would have a different agenda than Nancy Pelosi. He does not. We've been challenging Speaker Pelosi's deference to Trump both before she finally chose to show up for impeachment and after she imposed a limited process that excluded his worst crimes against the republic. So they were opposing her when she didn't want to impeach him. So he wants impeachment. That's what I'm reading here, right?
He does. But one thing I will say for Shahid is that when he breaks down all of her failures, he does make some excellent points, because he will bring up the fact that she and the Democratic establishment did not touch any of the financial stuff that Trump is doing. Why didn't they touch that stuff? Because they're complicit in it.
That's right.
So
but he still wants an impeachment, though, even though it boosts Trump.
He does. Yeah. I mean,
so he's a Trump booster. He's a Trump booster. I'm sorry, I can't vote for people who are fucking Trump boosters. I can't push people who are this fucking stupid politically. I can't do it. What does he think this, again, this helps? Why would you fucking be for someone who's going to wittingly so he knows right now, just like I know, that this help. Well, we're going to get going. Here's what Crystal Ball says about Tulsi's vote and about impeachment.
The way the presidential candidates have approached impeachment has actually been pretty telling. In particular, there's been a stark difference in the approach of Senators Sanders and Warren. To be sure, both support impeachment, but Warren jumped in headfirst, full #resistance style, and Sanders gets off the topic as quickly as he can, making clear that Democrats must stay focused on the issues voters actually care about, like healthcare, climate, and student debt. But of all the candidates, Tulsi Gabbard has taken the most unorthodox approach. Soon after the initial transcript of that call between Trump and the Ukrainian president was released, we had a chance to speak with the Congresswoman. Here's what she had to say.
You know, I think when you step outside of the bubble here in Washington and you get to where most folks in the country are, look, I'm not a lawyer, but I think most people reading through that transcript are not going to find that extremely compelling cause to throw out a president that won an election in 2016. And instead, what I think most people will see is, hey, this is another move by Democrats to get rid of Donald Trump.
Now, Tulsi later decided to vote in favor of the impeachment inquiry, but she's continued to express concerns about the divisive nature of the process. The media, of course, will willfully misunderstand her motives, but it makes perfect sense that Tulsi would be wary of the way that the Trump era has turned Democrats into unquestioning worshipers of the national security blob. I'm personally wary as hell of that. And of course, tacit in Pelosi's conservative impeachment is an endorsement of their aggressive, unaccountable, imperialist approach to foreign affairs. So it comes as no surprise that as we sit here on the morning of that scheduled House impeachment vote, Tulsi remains publicly undecided on impeachment, though explicitly supportive of censure. At a campaign event in South Carolina, she explained, "I'm taking this time for myself to be able to review everything that's happened, all the information that's been put forward, and all the factors that go into really trying to figure out what is the best action to take for our country and for democracy. It's not a simple or easy decision to make. Indeed. I've got to say, it takes real courage to think for yourself and try to honestly weigh the issues involved. There aren't many who honestly appear to be doing so. Most of the centrist Dems who are publicly weighing whether to vote yes or no on impeachment were doing so under pressure in districts where Trump is relatively popular and impeachment not so much. But Tulsi has nothing to gain from resisting the #resistance. Her Hawaii district is deep blue, and the skeptical view that I hold, along with a number of other leftists, is admittedly not particularly popular among a Democratic base that's been relentlessly misled and outright lied to by cable news and their own party leaders. If she were to commit Democratic Party heresy and vote no on impeachment, she would no doubt be subjected once again to a round of slimy attacks questioning her patriotism and love of country. The latest round of neo-McCarthyist smears practically write themselves. No doubt, most of the public presented with those smears and dismissals will just be left with the sense that Tulsi is problematic, a word that I absolutely hate because it's usually called into action when you find a person inconvenient, but you're too lazy or dishonest to explain exactly why. But for those of us who are looking for courage in our political landscape, wherever we can find it, whether you agree with where she actually lands or not, Tulsi's principle is something to hold on to. One of the small patches of ground not poisoned by complete cynicism and corruption, where maybe, just maybe, a new Democratic Party could take root. One that would have the moral authority to hold a corrupt and amoral president to account. One with a vision bold enough to re-energize their base without having to convince them that their opponent was Nixon and Mussolini and, oh, we'd never say he's Hitler, but maybe he is a little Hitler-esque. Today is not a proud day. It's not an auspicious day. It's a day to get through so that hopefully we can all move forward.
Wow. She's smarty pants.
I think that was pretty accurate. That was a pretty accurate assessment of what all went on.
My favorite part of what she said was, maybe if we get some more people like Tulsi, maybe, just maybe, she'll create a ground that we could build a new Democratic Party on. One that actually has the moral authority to impeach a president who's breaking rules and committing treason. Right now, the Democrats don't. She's 100% right. Hey, maybe she's a Putin puppet too, huh?
Maybe. That's got to be looked into.
Please become a premium member if you enjoyed the show. We give you hours of bonus material every day. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com/join and come watch a live show. We're going to be in Portland, Tempe, Sacramento, San Jose, Miami. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for tickets for all of our live show. We're coming to a town near you.